Last year I told you about my favorite retro games by console, and some of my favorite DOS games as well. But this time let's go way back in my past and talk about some of my favorite Commodore 64 games. This game and its sequel, Jumpman Jr., are one of my favorite games. The whole idea of the game is that you have to gather up all the bombs on the screen, all the while avoiding floating bullets and robots. I love this game for its simplicity and challenge at the same time. The difficulty gets harder and harder as you progress through the levels. This is a game that I love to play to see how far I can get each time. For more on this game, I did a whole video on Jumpman in the past. I will put the link for it down in the description. These two games are hard and fun as hell to play. You play as a guy who has been trapped in a mad scientist's multi-floored lab, and you have to find your way out. You're greeted at the start of the game by the villain welcoming you and telling you to stay a while. You have to search for keys to open doors, deactivate security bots and lifts by looking through computers, terminals, and other machines and stuff. I have yet to beat this game, but will always play it because it's just that fun. This is one of those neat medieval RPG type games. Basically, in this game, you are a knight who has to compete in defense from medieval times. Just imagine yourself as Robin Hood, and you are at the tournament and have to compete in such things as archery and jousting. So I already did a video on this game, so I won't take too long on this one. Spy vs. Spy has and is still one of my favorite C64 games since I played the first one back in the day. And since then, I had tried to get my hands on the other sequels too. Spy vs. Spy 2 Island Adventure and Spy vs. Spy 3 Arctic Adventure. These two games are just fun to play. You play as a caveman named BC. The first game was like a race game where you have to beat your opponent while riding a stone wheel, avoiding obstacles like potholes and fire. The second game is similar to the first, but this time you have to traverse tight mountain passes as well. I did a video on this game as well, but it has to be mentioned because this game has an awesome soundtrack for a C64 game, as well as some fun gameplay. The idea of being lost in the forest that has some strange enemies and such as giant frogs, large spiders, skeletons to an actual devil and a dragon and a massive snake makes the game challenging to play, and the idea of adding sound effects to match what is going on is another awesome concept of the game. There's also a couple sequels to the game as well. So those are some of my favorite Commodore 64 games. There are just too many here to mention, but the entire catalog of the C64 is massive. And that doesn't include any homebrew games people have made over the years. The Commodore 64 is so well remembered that there are two classic all-in-one consoles based off of it, one called the Commodore 64 Mini and the other the C64 Maxi. Both are made by the same people, however the Maxi has a few things more than the Mini. Also, people are still making homebrew games for the Commodore 64 at this time. Commodore didn't just make the C64, they also made the VIC-20, the Commodore 128, and the Commodore PET as well. If you've ever played any Commodore 64 games or own any of them, let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, let me know by hitting the like button, and be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you get the heads up when I post a new video. I try to put videos out every week. Until then, I am Paul saying peace out and stay frosty.